Hey, everyone. Um, Thomas Markle. Now, if you remember who Thomas Markle is, he is Meghan Markle's estranged father. And you know, Markle is the Duchess of Sussex, And so he said that he stopped the doctor from identifying her as black on her birth certificate. Now, that's very interesting that he was able to do that. But he said he was able to do it, and he did it because he's saying he stopped him from putting black down because his objection was is that he wanted his daughter identified as mixed race because, as you know, Meghan Markle's mother is black and Thomas Markle is white. And so he appeared in a YouTube video with celebrity photographer Carl Larson and relayed the story about how he argued with the doctor to have mixed race put on the certificate. Now, I didn't know that you could do that you can alter a legal document. I didn't know you could alter a legal document. And a birth certificate is a legal document. So, how are you altering a legal document and getting away with it? Normally, they wouldn't even let you do that, and they would tell you that you're not able to alter a legal document because once you write on it, mark anything out on it, it now becomes void. And so he said he had to argue with the doctor and have him write that she was mixed on the birth certificate because he wanted to mark down black, Mr. Markle said. Now, I don't know if this story is true. He's telling this story, but he hasn't been truthful in the past about certain stories, Meghan Markle's father. So I'm going to say this is allegedly that he did that. I would like to see an actual copy of it, and I'm sure that's not going to be possible, and it's really none of my business to be trying to pull a copy of somebody's birth records. I would never want to do anything like that or dox anyone or I would never want to do that. But however, it would be interesting to see, a copy of it because it's not sounding like he got away with that because again, a birth certificate is a legal document and you are not to alter legal documents. And he said, so he had a problem with black or white, no, excuse me, he said he didn't have a problem with black or white, but in his mind, it should have been mixed. And I understand where he's coming from when there's two different races that come together and you know, bear a seed, you know. So I understand that part of it. Like what do you put on some of the documents back in the past? What would you write? What would you put down if you are of mixed race? Well, if there is any black in there, then you put down black. But he did not want that to happen. So therefore, he said he argued with the doctor about that. Um, and so, Meghan Markle, if you know her date of birth, she was born August 4th, 1981 in Los Angeles to Mr. Markle, who is white, and her mother, Doria Ragland, who is black. And if you go to the CDC, it explains that when Miss Markle was born, the rule was that if one parent was white, the child would be assigned the race of the other parent. And so it wasn't until 1999, somewhere around that, 1999, I believe it was, that more than one box could be ticked, or marked when identifying the race of a newborn in an attempt to clear up the confusion caused by forcing parents to make an inaccurate choice. So I can understand where some of the confusion came because later on, back in the like 1999, 2000, it was like that where people were confused about what do they put down on these forms because a lot of them, when you have interracial children. But very interesting to, this is an interesting situation, interesting thing that went on back then. And um, the National Center for Health Statistics, part of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, updated its rules in time for the 2000 US Census, allowing for multiple boxes to be ticked when answering questions about race. And that is true. That was around that time. race is defined by self-identification and not by genetics. So Mr. Markle also recalled his daughter being challenged by a school project in which she was asked to identify her race, but only allowed to tick one box. So in 2015, Ms. Markle wrote an essay for Elle about growing up mixed race, in which she described the same incident. So she described the same incident that her father did in that particular case. Okay, so I'm going to give credit, probably yes, that may be, a true story there. But that thing about him arguing with a doctor, he might argue, but like I said about that altering a document, that kind of, that's kind of interesting. But anyway, she wrote there was a mandatory census I had to complete in my English class. And she said you had to check one of the boxes to indicate your ethnicity, white, black, Hispanic, or Asian. There I was, my curly hair, my freckled face, my pale skin, my mixed race, looking down at these boxes, not wanting to mess up, but not knowing what to do. And she said you could only choose one, but that would be to choose one parent over the other and one half of myself over the other. She continued, my teacher told me to check the box for Caucasian because that's how you look, Meghan, she said. And so Meghan said, I put down my pen, not as an act of defiance, but rather a symptom of my confusion. She couldn't bring herself to do it, to picture that pit in her belly sadness my mother would feel if she were to find out. So she didn't tick a box. She said she left her identity blank, a question mark, an absolute incomplete, much like how I felt, Miss Markle wrote. And so Mr. Markle said he's also hoping to face Meghan and her ginger husband. He calls Meghan's husband ginger husband in court as part of the defamation case being brought by the Duchess half sister. So if you remember or recall, Meghan Markle's sister is suing her. Her half sister is suing her, and he hopes to be at the lawsuit. And he also has sided with his older daughter. He's sided with the older daughter, Samantha Markle, and said he would be thrilled to be able to defend her. So he is siding with the older daughter in this defamation suit that, Meghan's half sister has brought against her. She is alleging in court documents, Samantha Markle is alleging in court documents that Meghan made false and malicious lies about her during the Success's Oprah Winfrey interview and in the Finding Freedom biography. So she is saying that Meghan Markle made these, you know, uh, defamating or false and malicious lies against her. I'm sorry, false and malicious lies, and so therefore she is suing Meghan Markle. And I recall, some time ago about a lawsuit with this family. It's been kind of a dysfunctional situation for quite some time. And at one point, it seemed like Meghan Markle's father was clout chasing, and he was upset. And they felt like they were deserving of money and, fame and fortune off of Meghan Markle for being able to marry, you know, into that family. And so it's very interesting to see how this plays out, with this whole situation here. So leave your comments below, like the video, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and even share the video. You feel that, you want to share this video and this is of interest to you, and you can give some, give some good input, about what you think about this video. And thank you very much. Bye.